Hey guys, what's up? It's Doug. Week 3, my pet. This should be our 4th video. Just a couple updates. I feel like consistency is king here. There's a lot going on, and it's going to be a little maybe all over the place is the best way I can put it, because I think that's kind of like where my brain has been lately. Every week we've added something to the mix where week 1 in a way is almost easy because it's like we launched. Cool. Let's get out there and start talking to people and engaging on Instagram. And week 2 is sort of take week 1 and kind of continue and add a couple extra things. Well, week 3, there's even more to go on top of it. And I think in a way, what I'm running into now is sort of life with a business. Also, like most people who start anything, you're adding it to an existing set of already placed life weekly things you do. So I am a graphic designer. That's how I pay the bills. My pet is a new business that I want to grow and obviously take that to where I think it can go. But I still have to maintain clients, relationships. I just got married in May, so spending time with my wife and seeing my dogs and spending time with family and friends and just getting a minute to just sort of be near those people, just to kind of say hi and what's going on, is it gets sort of challenging the longer you get into this situation, because you're building and adding another thing because you're compounding the thing before it. For example, we tried some online advertisements, which we didn't do in week 1. And then we also, from week 2 to week 3, we're actually adding some retail stores. Not my pet retail stores, but like pet stores in the Detroit area, because we're going to branch out to the state of Michigan, but we live in the Detroit area, so we're going to start with what we know and like our surroundings. So we're going to add a retail store, which I would like to announce. I just have to still work through some of the details, but we have a really solid opportunity. That opportunity actually can turn into not only one store, but there's another situation in the same vein where we can have a second location where we're selling my pet products in person, which is amazing. However, the part that you have to remember is that now that we have this opportunity, as anyone who's ever been to our website or knows anything about what we do, every single one of our tags has to get personalized. You can't leave with this product, which inherently creates a potential issue when you're trying to sell something in retail. So how do you do that? So not only are we worried about making sure that we have a presence at these retail stores, but how do we conveniently, as convenient as possible, sell you something when you're leaving with nothing? Hey, I bought this candle, but I need to get it engraved, so I'm going to give it back to you. You don't even leave with it. I'm going to engrave it, I'm going to ship it to you, and now, in a week, you'll have your finished engraved candle. Bad example is just what's in front of me. So kind of getting there and figuring that part out is an added thing. Also, like, you do anything and you learn. The first time you do something, you probably fumble through it. The second time, you fumble through it, but it's a little bit easier. The third time you do it, you get a little more efficient, which is great. Obviously, everything we're doing consistently, so the efficiency aspect is definitely showing up. The flip side is that we're adding other things to that plate. So yes, we may kind of have figured out a basic concept of how to communicate with someone on Instagram. However, the second problem you run into is, oh my gosh, I just literally communicated with 27 people and I'm having 27 continuous conversations with people while I'm also trying to get a retail space where I'm trying to figure out that dynamic of how do you sell something that you can't take home? What is the gap between I'm not interested or I love it, I'd like to buy one, and I understand that, yes, I'll get this later, but I'm okay with it. So there's a lot going on. I'm also kind of learning that things aren't necessarily that are fancy or difficult doesn't necessarily mean better. The more work or effort that something might take doesn't mean that the result's going to be better. Good. Okay, here's a great example, right? So I have this mint colored teal kind of ring, and I had, it's rubber, by the way. This thing costs like probably 20 bucks, right? Now, the amount of comments I get on this ring, now mind you, I'm not saying everyone loves it, that's not the point, but the amount of attention this ring gets far surpasses if I had a diamond encrusted wedding ring, which I'm not sure I'd ever even think would be something I would ever want to do. But that ring would not get as much attention as this. And the truth is that ring that isn't, you know, that diamond ring that doesn't exist, probably would cost 1,000 times more than this does. This thing's a piece of rubber, right? But for some reason, you know, it's got, you know, eye attention, people kind of notice it, and I've gotten compliments on it. At the very least, people mentioning it, right? So bigger, better, more expensive, more dynamic doesn't have to necessarily mean better. Consistency, effort, I'm noticing anything that we get from a success typically happens from just being a person. I know that kind of sounds weird. You're always trying to, hey, I'm a business now, so I need to do things a certain way. When if you just treat people like people, they're going to react in a way that's kind of like how you say hi to your neighbor, he says hello back, right? If I get all weird and goofy and I'm trying to talk to someone and I'm robotic and just off, that person's not really going to respond. But if I'm like, hey, what's going on? My name's Doug. I have this pet company. I noticed that we follow you guys on Instagram. Like, love to just kind of open a dialogue. How you doing? I mean, it's kind of amazing how just that basic level of human interaction is actually a really nice kind of tool to use. And it's not a tool, it's genuine. Like, I actively feel like if I'm going to have an Instagram page and I'm going to be selling something, why not make it to where it's more of a communal thing, right? It's like, I'm going to choose to work with this guy, but if we can get along, that's even better. So if I'm going to offer a product that you're going to buy, why can't we be friends while we're at it? You know, at the very least have small talk on some level that's actually minorly meaningful. So it's a, I think week three's sort of lessons are basically time management, trying to be as efficient as possible while at the same time learning I mean, every single day there's a laundry list of things I'm learning, but it's like filling buckets that are constantly leaky, right? There's like attention to be spent over here. Now you've just added a new bucket and you have to spend attention here, and just managing all that into a cohesive situation where you can go to bed at night feeling like you've accomplished something instead of feeling like you're underwater. And I think that is the part about opening a business that a lot of people can come across, and it can be one of the reasons why they may not succeed, because it's very hard to focus and grind when no one's looking and you're in a basement and you're working at night and everyone's sleeping and you're not, and wondering if it's all worth it. So once again, the reason that our product I believe is something that will last, for the reasons for myself, just to put the effort in, is that I'm passionate about what it is, right? It's an opportunity to do something good with the skill sets that I have, especially since that, like I said, I've said this before, I'm not a doctor, I can't cure cancer, but I am a graphic designer, I am a designer, I can create a product that can also give back. There's something there, and that is something that I keep reminding myself on a very, very, very consistent basis. So if anything, I'm going to leave it at that. Week 3, a lot of work, not as much sleep, but hungry and still ready to get after it. So we'll see you next week, and we'll take it from there. So once again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And once again, oh, I should just mention, I keep forgetting to do this, but we're on Instagram. My Pet Company on Instagram. Our website is MIPetco.com. And obviously, if you're watching this video, you've somehow connected to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to us, give us a watch on other videos. Like I said, there's no expectation here that we're gonna like all of a sudden be someone on YouTube. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose of these videos is in 10 years, when this grind is consistent and it starts to have payoff years later, I have kind of a footprint or a path or a direction that I've led to get there, and there's a paper trail. So for what it's worth, whenever it is you're watching this is October 2017. My name is Doug Zuba. We'll see you next week. Thanks a lot. Bye.